Is it possible to make a loaf of bread from a tree? Well, in today's video, that's what we're going to find out. I'm going to be making tree bread. Well, it's going to be with the catkins from the tree, so technically it's going to be catkin bread. But it's not just going to be any old catkin breads. Oh, no, no, no. I'm going to be adding another secret ingredient. It's just over there. Wild garlic bread. Now, what are catkins, you might ask? Which is a perfectly valid question. These are the catkins. These little dangly bits on the tree here. They're actually the flowers and a very important reproductive part of the tree. Now, these catkins in question are from the hazel tree, so they are hazel catkins. The catkins first arrive in the early spring and look different to these older mature ones. This is what they look like in the early spring before the leaves have arrived, and they're full of pollen. You can pick them at this stage and dry them out to make a flower. But it's now the month of May and these catkins have dried naturally hanging from the tree. Although there's nowhere near as many left. So I finished up gathering my catkins and I think I've got a decent amount to make myself a little meal. In fact, I can tell you exactly how much I got. If I push this down, it's coming up to 300 ml. Next up, I've got to process these catkins, which is essentially turning a flour into flour for bread. What I'm going to want to do is remove all of the little twiggy stalky bits, and then I'm going to put the dried flowers into this pestle and mortar and give them a good mash up. Wow, I finished my flour, and actually that didn't take quite as long as I expected it would, and it wasn't that hard either. So let's see how much we got here. Fill this back up and then we can see exactly how much that turned into. Let's not spill it. Yeah, there's no wind today, which is helpful. So we've ended up with just over 100 mils of this beautiful wild flour. So I'm going to take my 100 mils of flour. Hang on, bug. Let's get this bread going, mate. And I'm going to add half that amount of water, 50 ml of water. Slowly add bit by bit, I think. I'm going to mix this into a little dough. I'm trying to aim for something that's not too sticky. Well, something's starting to happen. It's starting to look a little bit more doughy. At this stage, what I'll try out is adding a little bit of the wild garlic, just to add a little bit of a garlicky kick to the bread, as well as some nice wild greens in there. Let's get this pan heated up and see if we can make something edible. Right, so this is where we're at with it. The flour is not quite what I was expecting, I'll give you that. So I'm going to try, it's really crumbly, but I'm going to try and form a bit of a shape with it and just stick it directly on the pan and see if I can get a sort of flatbread together. Wish me luck. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pan. Give that a swirl. So here we go with attempt number 1. Right, unfortunately, this hasn't panned out the way I thought it would. I didn't bring a knife or a fork with me, so I'm going to struggle to flip this guy without it falling apart. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Oh, hang on. Oh. Right. No. Right. I'm going to need a plan B. Now, I don't want this to go to waste because I just tried a little bit and it is actually gorgeous. I can taste the wild garlic in it already as well from the leaves I put in. So I'm just going to get my nutty little mixture, my nutty catkin mixture. Got to decorate it with a little flower as well, hang on. Let's get one of them. And there you have it, a wild catkin, wild taco with flowers. So a little wrap that around. And look at that, a little nutty wild garlic taco. Do you know what? All that there probably took me under an hour to collect and gather and put into flour. And I think if I ate that wrapped in all the leaves, I would be stuffed. So that is actually a really great meal. You got to give this a go yourself, guys. So in all fairness, I didn't fully pull through on that one. But what I have shown you is how to make yourself a flour out here in the wild. Now there's all sorts of things that you could do with this. So I could add some other flour to this and make a loaf of bread with a bit of yeast. If I added yeast straight to this, there's no gluten, no sugars for the yeast to be activated. So this stuff's got potential for sure. It does taste nice, it's got a nutty texture, it's absolutely packed with protein, and it's still about here in May, and it's been available since, you know, beginning of the year. So catkins, let's introduce them back into the diet. If you like this video, consider liking it. And also consider subscribing to the channel, and I can share some more knowledge with you. Like this hawthorn, for example. Did you know you can eat the leaves, you can eat the flowers, and also the berries later on in the year, full of antioxidants. Stick around for more knowledge.